If I said I would have wanted a Hawaiian burger with no pineapple, I would have told you to get me a hamburger.
Well, why'd you say excluding pineapple then?
Hawaiian is pineapple, therefore, Hawaiian burger is burger with pineapple. What's the deal?
That's not a burglar, it's a hearse.
VKC to Mount Thomas 302.
Mount Thomas 302 to VKC.
Yours is a domestic at the Valley View Motel, Babbage Road, Mount Thomas South. Complainant, the manager, Mr. Ellis.
You don't have a choice. You're bloody leaving whether you like it or not. I'm staying right here.
No, you're not.
Get out. Oh, don't you dare touch Mike. You're lucky we don't call the police. I am warning you. And I'm warning you, you skimming little piece of work. I've got a right to be here. You keep saying that and you'll be sorry, I swear.
Look, we're going to put you on a bus and you can go back to wherever it was you came from.
Don't you ever show your face here again.
Let's keep it down, shall we? Let's get out of the rain.
What seems to be the problem here?
Look, this is a private matter, all right?
And mate, why are you conducting it in the public in the rain?
These people are assaulting me.
Can I get some names here, please?
I'm Sonia Sheridan. This is my husband, Alex. And I'm Marianne. You say that one more time! I am so...
She is not Marianne Sheridan. She can't be.
Why's that, mate?
Because this little piece of work is an imposter.
Oh, for God's sake.
Marianne Sheridan was my cousin.
Oh,
she wandered off into the bush 18 years ago, and she is dead.
Constable Doyle,
Yeah?
you owe me $3 from last week.
What?
She is not the real Marianne Sheridan.
Well, she really died in the bush, did she?
It was the biggest search ever mounted in this area. Little girl, 3 years old, we never found her.
Well, maybe she survived, raised by dingoes or something.
No way she survived. It was mid-July. Temperatures dropped to below zero every night. She wouldn't have lasted more than a day or so.
No remains were ever found.
Not a trace.
The pineapple man.
Sounds a bit suspicious, though, doesn't it?
Not to me. Have you ever been up in that rainforest up around Mount Saddleback?
Oh, you could hide an army out there, couldn't you?
People used to say the father killed her. Drove the poor bloke to an early grave.
Well, so why is this girl calling herself Marianne?
Check it out, will you? PJ, you go too.
No, there's no evidence of crimes being committed.
Call it proactive policing.
Proactive. It's not such a bloody word.
Yes, there is, mate. You know, the English language is in a constant state of evolution. Unlike Constable Cooper, I think he stopped growing.
Hey, boss, doesn't the new recruit turn up today?
Oh, yeah, I believe she does. All right, everybody, Cooper's just reminded me that probationary Constable McKinley joins us this morning. I'm sure you'll make her feel very welcome. Just remember that she's a local girl.
You don't sound too thrilled about that, boss.
Of course I am. We've been under strength for months.
Do you know her, boss?
I almost busted her once for smoking dope at high school.
Oh, how'd you get into the academy then?
I said almost. I hope she's grown up a bit since then.
She's got a first name?
Calls herself Dash, as far as I remember.
Got a sister called Dot?
And then she moonlights as a gladiator,
All
right?
right, when you've all finished amusing yourselves, we've got work to do. Cooper, the property cage is waiting for you.
I did that 2 weeks ago, boss.
Yeah, well, it needs to be done again. The auction's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, rightio.
PJ, Maggie, come on.
You're coming too.
Take my mind off this foot. And I'm a bit curious. Is that all right with you?
What are they growing here?
Broccoli, especially for the Japanese market. Fly it there direct, get top dollar for it too.
The operation must be worth a few bucks.
Can I help you?
Tom Croydon, Mrs. Sheridan, Mount Thomas Police.
Oh, I remember you, Constable.
It's Sergeant now.
You were slimmer then, not so confident.
I spent a bit of time here during the search for Marianne.
Babysitting me, in case I went hysterical.
Have your nephew Alex and his wife told you about last night?
What do you want, Sergeant?
There's a girl in town claiming to be Marianne.
The girl is Marianne.
She can't be, Mrs. Sheridan. You and I both know your daughter's dead.
No, she isn't. She's come back to me. Marianne? Come on. It's okay. Hi.
You say your name is Marianne Sheridan.
That's who I am. Can't you see the family likeness? Oh, stay out of this, Alex.
I told you not to come back.
I said stay out of it.
Don't be stupid, Auntie Cole. This little liar is not Marianne.
Alex.
You can't say that. You don't know anything.
I do know you're not who you say you are.
We don't have to listen to this. Come on, sweetheart.
Mrs. Sheridan, wouldn't it be best to sort this out?
There's nothing to sort out.
Mrs. Sheridan.
Goodbye.
You see? You can't talk to her.
Now, look, Kev, just calm yourself down, mate. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll pop out and see you there, and then you make an inventory of what's missing, all right? Yeah, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Ta-da.
Constable Dash McKinley reporting for duty.
Oh, yeah, now, good on you there, Dash. I'm Nicholas Schultz. I'm very pleased to meet you. You must tell me what your real name is, though.
No, you wouldn't want to know.
Yeah?
Make you spew.
We don't want that, do we?
So where is everyone?
Well, they're out working, Dash. Actually, we've got a job for you, too, you know. So you jump into your uniform and out of your dancing shoes.
Don't waste any time, do we?
No, we don't. It's a pretty busy station once things get happening. We're always dashing here and there. Adam, mate, will you mind the shop, please? We've got a reported burglary at Alamein Road.
What, another one? Whose place is this?
Kevin Freer's.
Right. That must be...
This is Dancing Dash McKinley, and this is your Adam Cooper. There, Dash.
Hi.
Come on, you can drive. Show off your local knowledge.
No, I'd love to, but I've lost my police licence. Small argument between a rear bumper and a garbage dumpster.
The boss is going to love you. Come on.
Good to meet Adam.
Yeah, you too.
Come on, I'll give you 5 minutes to change into your uniform.
No, she's fine.
Hello. Put your tongue away, will you, please, mate?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Alex, take a seat in there. I'll be with you in a couple of minutes. Any chance of a coffee? McKinley arrived yet?
Yeah, she's just in
Where the
getting
hell
changed, Nick.
And what the hell's this doing here? That'll be in the lost property card.
Where's Nick?
Oh, he's just on his way out to Alamein Road, another cold berg.
What, another one?
Yeah, Freer's free-range chooks this time.
Fantastic.
Hey, Mags. We should have some drinks for Dash or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Adam. What's she like?
She's got amazing eyes.
You know, Adam, you never know when eyes might come in handy.
Well, she arrived yesterday afternoon in a taxi. Said that she'd just got to town and that she was Marianne. Come home at last.
So what did,
Coming!
what did your aunt say?
Well, that was the weirdest thing. She just looked at her for a few moments and took her by the hands, nodded her head. Oh, it was like some spell had been cast over her. As far as Aunt Coral's concerned, Marianne has returned from the dead. Which is crazy, right?
What was her explanation for this remarkable resurrection?
No, don't tell me. Amnesia?
More or less, yeah. I reckon she just woke up one morning and remembered who she really was.
I can't believe that Coral swallowed that.
Well, she's going to get badly hurt. I mean, that's what worries me.
Excuse me, boss, Mrs. Sheridan's here. Hi.
She's out at the house. She's moved in with Coral.
What? Can't we have her charged?
With what? She can call herself anything she likes.
Come on, she's after our money.
What money?
You didn't mention any money, Alex.
Look, it's not a question of that. We're
What
just...
money?
Alex's grandmother died a couple of months ago. She owned the whole property. Now it passes down to Alex and Tim.
Tim's my little brother. He's at uni in the States.
Probate's being assessed at the moment, but her will says the grandchildren get the lot. Except for the house that Coral lives in. The only other grandchild, apart from Alex and Tim, is Marianne, who's dead. And now she miraculously returns from the grave to claim a third of the estate. Sorry if I'm being a cynic.
Sonia, we're talking about fraud here.
It's called obtaining financial advantage by deception.
And that's assuming she's a fake.
Oh, how could she be anything else?
Right. Cooper, we're going back out to Coral Sheridan's and tell McKinley I want to see her when I get back.
Yeah, righto.
I'll give it a miss this time.
No, you've got better things to do, have you?
Well, when a crime has been committed, I will solve
It's
it.
a crime in progress.
You two keep out of it and keep clear of the house. I don't want to have to break up any more brawls. Goodbye. Cooper, get rid of this bike. PJ, get on the missing persons. We should check to see if this Marianne woman's escaped from institution or something.
And what name shall I ask for at the coconut
Description, date, you know the drill.
Oh, and don't forget our customer service strategy. Get used to it.
factory? Next thing we know, we'll be stitching the mailbags.
What triggered this return of your memory?
I was reading a magazine and I came across an article about the Sheridans sending broccoli by plane to Japan. It was really weird, but I don't know, I just knew I was one of them.
This article happened to mention that the family had lost a child 18 years ago.
Yeah, I think it did.
I don't suppose the idea of a share in their newfound wealth had any bearing on this discovery.
You don't believe me? Okay, look, I wasn't in an orphanage.
And your name's not Marianne Sheridan.
No, it is. That's who I am, but I've only just found that out. I've always thought my name was Kathy.
How about we start again?
My mum, I mean, she wasn't my mum, I just thought she was. She told me who I really am. This was only a few weeks ago. Just before she died. She had 2 heart attacks in 2 days. And the final one a week later. "18 years ago, she was driving down from Sydney to Melbourne. She took a detour around here somewhere and got lost. Anyway, she was driving down this track with thick bush on both sides, and she came across a little girl on the roadside, all dirty and crying. It was me. She stopped and picked me up and comforted me. She said she meant to take me back to whoever had lost me, but the longer I sat in her car, the longer she wanted me to stay. She had no children of her own, so...
So she took you with her back to Melbourne?
Yeah. She always meant to ring the police and tell them that I was all right. But she said that I got used to her. You know, I was happy. And then she saw on the news that everybody thought I was dead.
Now you're telling us she's dead.
Was she a good mother to you, this woman?
Yeah.
Good. She must have loved you very much.
We'll need her name.
No.
We need to know her name so we can check your story.
You can't make me tell you. I mean, this woman loved me, cared about me. I know what she did was wrong, but she doesn't deserve to have her name dragged through the mud. I won't do it.
You don't have to tell them. I believe what you're saying. I trust you'll stop harassing us now.
We're trying to protect you, not harass you.
Distinction escapes me. Bye.
Power tools this time, mate, taken from Freya's chooks last night.
Right, yeah, same MO. Burglar dropped in when the family was out.
Yeah, they were off visiting poor old Kev's mum at the hospice. None of the neighbours noticed anything unusual. Now, Dot, I want you to meet a man with a name as silly as yours. This is PJ Hasham. He's our local Hercule Poirot detective.
Dash.
There you go.
Hi.
Good.
Seen you around a couple of times when I've been visiting the family. What's the PJ stand for?
It's a private joke.
What are you doing?
No, I'm only checking all the fences they specialise
Using
in
the
farm
menu
equipment.
commands or the keyboard shortcuts?
I'm using the menu.
If you use this, you get in a lot quicker, see? Anything you need to know about the database system, just ask. I can do this stuff on my sleeve.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Right.
Hey, Dash, time to get the lunches. The orders are just there.
The lunches, are you serious?
Look, I don't care who gets the lunches as long as they know what a Hawaiian burger is. I'm hungry. Go on, Adam, be a man and go show the ropes, will you?
Yeah, all right.
Cheers.
You can drive.
What do I look like, your chauffeur?
What if you put the hat on?
You should have gone through a bag and checked out her ID. I think I'm bike.
Can't unless she puts her foot wrong. What's become of McKinley?
She's just dashed out to get the lunches.
Really? What is she, the invisible woman? Well, it'll become a protocol. Next time you see her, ask if she can spare me a minute of her time.
So why'd you get yourself gazetted back to Mount Thomas?
Who says I did?
Well, they wouldn't have sent you unless you asked
It's
for
private, okay?
it. Sure. Why Dash?
What is this, 20 questions?
Hey, Len, can you tell Chris we're here for the lunches?
Yeah, sure.
God, I forgot what a dump this place is.
Compared to what?
To Fitzroy, where I was before.
Yeah. We've got an arrangement with Chris to get the lunches every day.
What are you telling me for?
Because you're the junior member and it's your job.
Let them get their own lunches.
Make it 25.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Do you remember Dash McKinley?
Yeah, I do.
Mrs. Riley? I'm sorry about the mess we made that time. Some kids had a party in a guest room after our VCE.
It's nothing that a coat of paint and a new carpet couldn't fix.
Thanks, Chris. Dash will be getting the lunches from now on.
Don't bet on it.
We'll see. See you, Chris.
See ya. Listen, I'm sorry about your mum. How is she?
She's on dialysis. But she's a fighter, you know.
I know. Give her my best.
I will, thanks.
Hi, are they back, Sergeant and...
Yep.
Hi. Look, I know you guys think I'm trying to get my hands on the Sheridan's inheritance. That's why I followed you back. Is there some sort of legal step that I can take so I don't qualify for a share?
And why would you do that?
Because I'm telling the truth. I don't care. I don't want a big fat cheque. I just want a family.
Coral Sheridan lost her little girl 18 years ago. Anybody can see she never got over it. Now you waltz in announcing you're the answer to her prayers.
Open the door or the window or something.
Why?
Okay. I just get all hot, that's all.
Happy? Look, if you're not who you say you are, you could destroy her. Do you understand that?
I only want to make her happy. Why can't you understand
This
that?
woman has been through enough.
If this is a con, Kathy, you walk out that door right now, you get on a bus and don't come back. There must be some way of finding the woman that took her.
She ever existed?
She sounds like a transient, though, someone who could turn up somewhere with a child in her arms pretending it was her own.
Well, assuming she did exist, which I doubt, she could have been a local woman who already knew the child.
Who left the district afterwards.
And she would probably have to have been single. Well, it'd be pretty hard to get a husband or a boyfriend to keep quiet about a stolen child.
She may have lost a child herself, you know. I mean, that might explain a motivation for stealing someone else's.
Yeah, well, I'm off to the doctor.
Or something serious?
Don't get your hopes up, Doyle. It's an ingrown toenail.
You could always do a Faulkner and check the records from the maternity
Come on,
hospitals.
PJ, we're talking 18 years ago.
Yes, it's a lot of work for a long shot, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is, and there is every possibility she didn't lose the child in delivery. It could have been a cot death or something else.
Well, if you can't be bothered, Mags.
No, hang on. You just hang on a minute. Even if we do find the names, we have got nothing to check them against.
What do you mean we? The women could still be in the area. You should eliminate them.
She doesn't seem to be a bad sort of a kid, so maybe we should have some drinks for her or something.
Yeah, no, Adam's already on to it. He's invited everybody over.
Oh, he's
to
keen,
my
is he?
place. Thanks. G'day, how are you? I'm Maggie Doyle.
Dash McKinley.
Nice to meet you. You know, Adam's right, you do have very lovely eyes.
Thanks a lot, Maggie.
Yours would be beetroot, would it, Adam?
Yes, it would.
I think it's going to be really good having another girl around here. Well, now I've met everyone except old Sergeant Croydon. He's still got a weight problem.
Listen, Maggie thought we could all go to her place tonight for something to eat.
Yeah, but just for a bit of takeaway, I mean, nothing spiffy. Oh, that would be great, thank
Food,
you.
your beauty.
Hey, listen, just a word of warning. We don't mention the boss's weight.
Or his age.
You mean I've got to make special allowances because my sergeant's a fat guy with a complex about his age? Why doesn't someone tell him to go on a diet or something? He can use my bike, get some exercise. And if you're still a sergeant at his age, and that is his problem.
Well, maybe your problem might be that you might never make it beyond probationary constable. You are, I take it, probationary constable, McKinley? Am I interrupting, or have you quite finished? Well, you're obviously not planning to eat your lunch, so, you could just pop out and wash the general duties vehicle. It's just out there. Go on, go. Now. Cooper? Yep. You've obviously finished with the lost property case?
You're off to the doctor.
It just occurred to me that this woman we're looking for could have been one of the searchers.
Well, I'm not looking for any woman because there is no one.
I'll jot down all the names that I can remember. It might be worthwhile checking with the Gazette as well. They published a number of stories at the time, you know, town turns out for toddler, that
I'm
sort of...
investigating 6 burglaries already.
Well, but...
Excuse me, boss. I know this isn't the time, but Adam's invited everybody over to my place this evening for a meal. You free?
Yeah, well, what's the occasion?
To welcome Dash. Oh, come on, boss.
Yeah,
You're
all
going
right,
to get
if
there
I
sometime.
must.
Yeah, Alex Sheridan wants a word with you.
I'm never going to get this toe looked at.
I was just talking to our solicitor. Now, he reckons that a DNA test is probably the best way to prove that this girl is lying.
Yeah, but that's if she is lying.
There are 3 problems, Alex. It's a long process, very expensive, and... Well, unless a serious crime like rape or murder's involved, you can't force the girl to provide a blood sample.
Well, can't I get a court order?
It's a civil matter. There isn't a health professional in the district that would force the girl to have a blood test against her will.
The only thing you can do is try and persuade her.
Hang on. I don't want Mr. Sheridan harassing her
No,
again.
boss, I meant through his solicitor, a civil writ.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Yeah, OK. Look, if you'll excuse me, I'm late for the doctor. People couldn't understand how a little girl could just vanish into thin air like that.
Well, people not involved in the search, you mean?
And most of the townsfolk had never been up to that rainforest country. They had no idea.
Thanks. I'm watching my way. Oh, sorry.
They had no idea how dense it was.
So they invented a story about a dad doing her in, eh?
Typical. The Sheridans didn't have enough to deal with.
Everybody knows he did it, though.
Some people still think he did.
My mum always said he did.
Well, I'm afraid your mother was mistaken.
She said it was common knowledge that he was interfering with his daughter. Maybe he went too far and he had to kill her.
That's a load of rubbish.
If you never found the little girl's body, how can you be so sure he didn't kill her?
That's a good point.
Pass the rice, will you please,
It's
Adam?
rubbish like that that sent the poor bloke off his brain. That's why he stuck a shotgun in his
No,
mouth.
maybe it was because everyone knew the truth about him.
For heaven's sake, you don't know anything about this at all. It all happened before you were born.
I was 1 year old, thank you very much.
I won't have you talking rubbish like this while you're in my station, understand?
Aren't I entitled to my own opinion in my own time?
In a country town, a copper is always on duty. Get used to the idea.
Anybody else for seconds?
No, thank you.
All right. How does it feel to be back in Mount Thomas?
How does it feel? It feels like a huge mistake. Can I get myself a juice?
Yeah, please.
Ow! Oh, no, toe.
Oh, it's all right. I've got a few more.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Maggie. I stuffed up your party. Oh, it wasn't boring, I'll say that for it. How do you put up with that guy? They're the boss. You know, I think he's one of the nicest and most decent people I've ever met. Oh, don't worry about it. You'll get used to him. You've just got to give him a chance. Give yourself a chance. So, why did you come back to Mount Thomas? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Look, my mum's sick, okay? She's kidneys. She's had surgery and everything. She lost one, now the other one's packing up, and she's on dialysis about 3 times a week. That's awful. I don't need your sympathy, okay? I prefer if you didn't tell the guys either, because I don't want them feeling sorry for me. Sure. Whatever you say.
I feel you have no business advising Alex on this stupid DNA test. Stay out of our affairs,
Look,
Sergeant.
there are criminal issues involved.
Haven't I been through enough? This has already cost Don his life. Why can't you let me get on with mine?
Coral, it's not me that's dragging all this up again. And if there's any chance of throwing some light on your husband's suicide,
My
then maybe
husband
we should...
killed himself out of grief. There've been times when I wish I'd done the same.
Don Sheridan killed his poor little daughter. We'll go to the grave believing that.
The only person Don Sheridan killed was himself.
Boys, listen. Please, I'm not here for the jury opinion. All I want to know is if you remember a single woman searcher at the time.
By Chisholm.
Right, by Chisholm. Violet Chisholm. Any idea where she is now?
Tuesday morning, Bowles.
Bowles? What? She's here in Mount Thomas?
She's not the one you're after.
But if anyone would remember, Vi would.
She organised the women, getting the tucker for the searchers.
Right, been a great help, boys.
It seems that you and I have gotten off on the wrong foot, so to speak. Human resources printout.
How is your foot this morning?
I'll live. But I think it'd be best if you and I made a new start, don't you?
Weren't we supposed to do this yesterday?
Well, some of us were busy yesterday. Freddie? Now, I know you've come back to Mount Thomas for family reasons, not because you want to be here. It must be a pretty difficult time for you at the moment. My advice to you is that country policing can be very rewarding if you've got the right attitude.
Yes, Tom.
Welcome to Mount Thomas. And call me boss, everybody else does. What?
Boss sounds kind of Alabama-ish, don't you think? Deep south.
I know where Alabama is. Boss just happens to be traditional here.
At Fitzroy, we called all the sergeants
Well, you're
by their
not in
Christian
Fitzroy
names.
now, are you, Constable McKinley? We called my predecessor boss, and his. Now everybody calls me boss. Now, if it's good enough for them, I'm sure it'll be good enough for you. That'll be all, thank you.
Right.
Boss.
Yeah, look, we're trying to locate a woman who may have been
Dash,
a
have
patient
you organised
of
the
yours.
lunch,
They
or
don't
did you?
explain it was 18 months ago. So
You better do it soon.
if it's bothering you, do it yourself. Okay. Is anyone making any coffee? No?
All right, I'll toss you for it.
All right.
Nah, come
yeah,
on.
make a
Rock,
plate.
paper, scissors, go.
All right, thanks,
Rock,
sister.
smash,
Bye-bye.
scissors, and you do lunches.
Yes, well, is that Dr. Matthews' rooms, please? Yes, this
By
is
the way,
Thomas
thanks for
Road.
blabbing to
Excuse
everyone.
me. What?
Straight through, Miss Chisholm. Dash, you get Miss Chisholm a cup of tea, please. Adam, get onto the archives, get him to pull the Sheridan file, will you?
I'll have a cup of tea, thanks, McKinley. White and one.
White with one?
You're out of uniform, McKinley.
Now, Miss Chisholm, this woman could have been a local or a stranger, but it's most likely she would have left town.
What was your name again?
My name is Senior Detective Hasham. You can call me PJ.
Of course. Would I be able to have a cup of tea? I'm sorry. You must think I'm a fool. I used to run the St John's Women's Auxiliary, CWA, Red Cross. You wouldn't know it these days.
Miss Chisholm, do you remember this woman?
It's odd. I remember that week like it was yesterday. Much better than yesterday, truth be told. I always believed we'd find the poor little soul alive. Everybody pitched in, of course.
Something to keep the wolf from the door, boys?
Nothing, fine, we're right.
Thank you.
Cheese dress.
No, you mean cheesecloth.
Cheesecloth. And an Indian headband.
Would you like a sandwich, dear? There's no meat in those ones.
Thanks.
I don't know you, do I? I'm just passing through.
She wore this headband thing. Like the hippies.
No hospitals, no doctors have any records dating back that far. Nothing was on computer in 1978. It was the Dark Ages.
I helped the Mudlarks to a premiership in 1978.
Excuse me, Tom. Your mail.
Boss. Ow!
Our kidnapper could have been a hippie just passing through.
Yeah, which makes it worse. How the hell are we going to track a woman who lost a baby? I mean, she could have done it anywhere in the country.
Hang on, a hippie. Now, I pulled over a van that week. It was a combi van, I think. It was all painted up like a rainbow. Now, I remember because I was on my way out to the Sheridans. Now, that was a woman driver, a hippie.
How's that going to help us, boss?
Well, I've kept all my notebooks.
Back to 1978.
Back to when I was a probationary constable. And you've just earned yourself a job. I'm going to introduce you to the shed. Oh!
Look, I really don't understand why you're wasting your time on this, PJ. Marianne died 18 years ago, so the girl who's turned up calling herself Marianne is obviously a phony.
What happened that day, Alex?
We were playing up in the rainforest behind our place. You know, the national park.
Yeah. You go up there often?
Yeah. I used to have this big tricycle with a trailer attached to it. We'd shed up in the back and we'd go up there to play. Jedi Knights. See, I was Luke Skywalker and she was Princess Leia. She must have wandered off somewhere by herself. By the time I realised she was gone, it was too late.
Call after her?
Of course I did.
So when did you actually notice that she was missing?
Oh, I don't know, half an hour maybe. I wish I could tell you something else. I really do.
You must feel a bit guilty about this, Alex.
Well, why should I feel guilty? It wasn't my fault.
Right. Well, be in touch.
So it's just the ride-on mower? OK, mate, we'll be out there as soon as we can. Thanks. No, the farm equipment berg.
Not on Main Road, is it?
No, Bathsheba Road. This time, Bob Rossetti's place.
July 17, 1978, Constable Croydon checked a Volkswagen Combi on the Saddleback Road. He inspected the vehicle and issued a notice of repair. New South Wales Golf Uniform November 410. Registered owner, Janet Hamilton Lennox. OK, well, let's track this woman down. You can start with the local area and work your way outwards. There you go. Mind yourself, and I'll check hatch, match and dispatch. I'm sorry. We'll see if she's really dead or not. If she isn't, we'll check the electoral roll.
Don't often see you in here.
Well, I don't like drinking very much.
She'll put me out of business. Must be quite a shock having your little cousin turn up after all this time.
Nick, could you rally your PJ for me? Tell him to meet me at the Imperial.
You told Tom about my mum, and I'm really annoyed. No, I didn't. How does he know? Who else knows? No one here. Only a few others. Chris knows. Chris Riley. Dash, Chris and Tom are like that. Which one's Tom?
What are you doing here, eh?
Oh, just the usual routine, Mr. Sheridan. Making sure nobody's making a nuisance of himself.
Uh-huh. So you wouldn't be harassing me then? I'd be mistaken about that.
Oh, I'd say so. Though I might harass you if you try to drive home, and I might suggest that you take the licensee's advice and knock off the scotch.
What's your message?
So you called him, did you?
You bitch! Let go of me! I haven't done it myself!
Shut up! All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just, look, she's lying. She's got to be lying.
I just spoke to your aunt, and she's convinced that Marianne...
Look, she is not Marianne! Don't call her that!
Well, how do you know, Alex?
I did it. I killed her.
Hello, anybody home? Miss Lennox? Not exactly a hippie come in. Miss Lennox?
What can I do for you?
I'm Constable Doyle. This is Constable McKinley from Mount Thomas Police. I'd like to talk to you about a child that went missing in the Mount Thomas area in 1978.
What on earth could that have to do with me? I can't help you.
Miss Lennox, have you ever owned a Volkswagen Combi van, New South Wales registration, GUN 410?
We usually went down the track that led to the old sawmill. But for some reason on this particular day, we took a sidetrack. It was pretty rough, you know, bumpy. We were on the run from Vader's troops, so she was telling me, go faster, go faster. Could have done with a real hovercar, you know. Anyway, after a while, we came across this old dump site. A few old car bodies, broken furniture, this old fridge. With one of those doors, you had to really put your back into it to open.
Be a good boy. Come on. Come quickly.
I said, Vader's troops are on the way. And she should hide in the escape capsule, you know. So, well, Marianne got in the fridge. And I closed the airlock.
You shut her in an old fridge? God, that poor little thing.
I didn't mean to leave her there, but I just couldn't get the door open again.
Oh, Alex.
I tried, and I tried, but...
Where did you go for help?
I don't know. I was scared. What will I be charged with?
Did you ever go back?
Not for ages. Years it would have been. By the time I finally did go back, I just couldn't find the place again. But I am sure that her body is up there somewhere still.
You are my Marianne. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I'm Kathy Lennox. What I told you was merely the truth.
So your mother's Janet Lennox?
Yeah.
Janet Lennox is alive and living in Hepburn Springs.
And you lied about that?
A couple of months ago, I was going through her private things. I found these newspaper clippings about Marianne lost in the bush and the magazine article about the family today. She caught me and we had a big fight. She told me what had happened. She found the little girl on the roadside, just like I told you, but Mum wasn't alone. I was in the car with her. She said I was a pretty miserable, lonely little kid. I always wanted a little sister.
So she abducted this lost child to be your new sister?
She was suffering from depression, she said.
Depression? My God!
All right. What happened? Where's Marianne now?
Mum says she was really weak.
She never really recovered from her ordeal. She caught the flu really badly a couple of months later and it turned into encephalitis. She died and there was nothing that anyone could do. I don't remember anything about it. God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. I wanted to make up for what my mum did.
So you were planning to pretend to be Marianne for the rest of your life?
Yes. No, I don't know.
It's all lies! How did she make it to a main road?
I don't know.
How did she get out of the fridge?
I'm sorry.
The story's full of holes. Well, she obviously believes it. Doesn't make it the truth. I know.
Boss, this is Janet Lennox. You remember her?
I think I gave you an unroadworthy sticker a long time ago.
I think I called you a fascist pig.
Miss Lennox would like to help us with our inquiries.
Well, we'll need to interview you formally, of course. Pete.
Hi, Mum.
Kathy, what have you been... This is the woman?
Interview room, please.
This whole mess is your fault,
Thank you.
crazy
Thank
witch. You should be
you.
locked up.
Sheridan. Yes, I am the woman who stole your child. It's much too late to say I'm sorry, but I did save her life. Oh, my God.
Marianne.
She was alive.
Yes.
We should be doing this in the
But
interview.
how could she breathe in that fridge?
She'd been locked inside for 2 days. She must have gone into some sort of hibernation.
Shock.
So the fridge probably kept her alive and stopped her from freezing.
Why didn't you take her back?
I don't know. I just... When I held her in my arms and felt the warmth of that little body, I took her to the van. If someone had stopped me, I would have given her back, but no one did.
So you just drove away?
You don't remember anything, do you?
What?
Haven't you ever wondered why you can't stand small and close spaces? You're not Kathy, my darling. You're Marianne.
I'm Kathy. I've got a birth certificate to prove it.
It's my natural daughter's birth certificate. She died a couple of months before. She was the one with encephalitis.
Hang on. You two have worked this scam up together. You're still after a chunk of Alex's inheritance.
Sonia...
I think she's telling the truth.
One way to find out. Have the DNA test.
I don't think that'll be necessary. I was going to throw this away, but I didn't. I don't know why.
Kremin.
What?
Kremin. Kremin?
You never could say penguin.
You always said Kremin. I tried to teach you how to say penguin, but you should just say I am saying Kremin.
I just don't understand why we can't forget all about it.
The woman kidnapped a child, Dash. It's not a slap on the wrist offence.
Yeah, but everything's worked out okay. What's the use of prosecuting her 18 years later?
Well, it's not our decision. The DPP's going to need to be informed.
Mind you, he might feel the same way about it you do.
Well, I'm off home to write my article for the police journal. Mount Thomas detective solves 18-year-old mystery.
No, PJ, why don't you take all the credit?
Or how about Big Head finally cracks it?
Detective Hasham, I'd like you to meet Bradley Howard Muller. We apprehended him Out on Bathsheba Road, he was pinching a portable generator from McPherson's dairy.
A portable generator, eh?
Yeah, it was a nice fit in the back of his hearse.
His hearse?
Yes, met our new undertaker's assistant.
So he kept an eye on his employer's customers, and while they were out making arrangements for their nearest and dearests, our friend Bradley here, he'd pay him a house call.
Ah, well done, boys. Must be my day. I might catch a serial killer on the way home.
At least you won't get run over. I see you coming from a mile away.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's the idea. I just rang home to let him know I'm on my way.
Righto.
Told Mum she was wrong about old man Sheridan.
Well, just goes to show you. Can't let tall tales and rumours get in the way of facts.
She said to say hi.
Ah.
And she also said that she hasn't forgotten about the time you helped my brother Dave.
Ah, that, yes.
Not as tough as you seem to be, eh?
I'm as tough as I need to be, McKinley.
I'm sure I'll find out.
I'm sure you will. Say hello to your mother for me.
I will. Listen, I really don't think I can handle calling you boss. And Sergeant Croydon sounds like you're up yourself. So I thought I'd just stick to calling you Tom. Night, Tom.
Good night, Deirdre. There are no secrets in the Victoria Police.